I just wanted to do another quick video for mindfulness. I was listening to a spiritual talk on the Insight Timer app, and it was one of those random ones that was live, and I went to that link in the room, we could call it as, and there was about 40 something people. And the talk was for an hour or two, and it was really nice. The person who was giving the talk, he shared some of his experience, that how twice in his life he had a near-death experience. Once he was 6 years old, and he was kind of drowning, and he prayed, and someone, an older person, saved his life. And then another time when he was flying, then the airplane made an emergency landing twice. The same airplane made an emergency landing, and then I think they had to stay the night there, and then they fixed the engine or whatnot, and the next day the same thing happened. But so eventually, so those experiences shaped his life. How he looks at things, and how it's like he connects with his higher self, and some of the people in the room were talking about how sometime when with expectation people have some resentful thoughts, and how it may seem like it's justified. And recently I have been reading this somewhere I read, and in this video also he was talking about it. I think I think it's a Buddha quote where I saw where he talks about no resentful thought is justified. So normally we as human being, with our expectations, say you have done something big for somebody, and then you expect that you would get something in return, and let's say you didn't get, and then it may make you resentful, or it could be at work. Same thing, maybe you have done something really big for somebody, and then they, I don't know, like backstabbed you, which sometimes it happens at work, and it's not easy to forgive. But even those for that, they say not to have resentful thought. Yesterday I was listening to a Wayne Dyer video on YouTube, and then he was talking about the same thing, about that no resentful thought is justified. And the example that he gave like really shocked me. He said, when you think about that, it is even Adolf Hitler and Osama bin Laden. Imagine that, right? The point or the concept was that, I think it's like either the karma or whatever, like, it's the universe or the higher self, how all is connected or interconnected. I don't exactly remember how he explained it, but the point of that was mainly that any kind of resentment, no matter what the extent is not good for us. So if we want to live a peaceful life, we have to figure out a way to let them go, no matter how hard it is. So when we learn how to let them go is when it helps us. So in Buddhism, There's a thing that if you're angry, it is compared with having a hot coal in your own hand, so that the hot coal is burning yourself, not the other. And the person you're angry at, the person may not even know, like somebody at work or I don't know, at the grocery store or something, and they don't even know, but you are holding on to that hot coal. And I think resentment is similar, just like that, maybe a smaller size of the hot coal, but it is very similar. So to let go of that resentment, you have to think of that not holding a hot coal, right? Um, I just read a quote, I can't remember who that was from. Is like our thoughts, right? So the thoughts, I think it was said that keep your thoughts front door and back door open. Don't serve the thought a tea or coffee, so that your thought can come from the front door and go out the back door. And I thought the concept was pretty interesting. Like in Buddhism, there's a thing that they compare the thoughts with the cloud, so that it comes and it goes. That concept is not as easy to grasp, even though it's pretty simple. But I think the front door and back door thing kind of really resonated with me. It was interesting to read that. I think I will use that for my thoughts, because they say, Joe Dispenza says in his videos that we have about 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, and I think he says about 90 to 95% of them are similar thoughts. So it's just that our mind just goes in cycles and thinks the same thing over and over and over. And not only that, they are from the day before, it just continues. So unless we create, and that's why for breaking the pattern, they would say that go create new experiences. So if you're going out for a walk, or if you're going out to a certain event, like a happy event, or I don't know, going to a temple, wherever you go to, it creates a new event and new thought process. And that's why sometimes those are helpful, because if you have you noticed sometime if you just stay at home and say you don't go out, and the same pattern kind of repeats, and that's partly because of that, because we are not creating new experiences, so the new thoughts are not getting generated. So our mind kind of goes in a cycle, sort of like a hamster wheel. So and for different people it's different. You could even create very different experience by watching something on TV, but they do say that the nature, going out in the nature, getting the sunlight, and even if you go for an evening walk in the when it gets dark, when there is stars in the sky and the moon, that would create a different experience, which would have your mind thinking differently. And like in my case, I know that just even creating these videos is making me think a little differently, which I do have to start creating some of those videos outside. Speaking of that, because I think so far almost all of them are inside, and I think one of them I did the video inside my car. But anyway, I think I have to go out in the nature, as just looking outside through the window, and make some of these videos, so that way I also get some of those sunlight and the blue sky, the direct sunlight, and see the trees and feel more connected to the nature. So yeah. Yeah, so life is beautiful. We just have to look at the little things. More present we are with our current situation, then we would be able to see all the little things that we can be grateful for. One of the prayers somewhere, they say that when you pray for the wisdom to feel the something like, yeah, pray for the wisdom, to have that wisdom, so that you feel more grateful for what you have rather than what more you can have, right? Because there is, when you think of more, there is no end to wanting more. I bet people who are billionaires, even they want more money or more something. It's about appreciating the little things that we have, and appreciating every little aspect of life. That we go through, that we can enjoy. The talk that I was listening to, the spiritual talk, and Inside Timer app, that guy had a good point. I think he said it a little differently, but that's the story I kind of told myself, where he said, you know how we all know, like, our life, it's impermanence of everything, right? So it's this experience, this body is temporary, right? So we come in this world, have this body to experience our family. We're born in a family, and then when you get married, you have your family with kids, and you live that life, and eventually time comes when we depart. But we ourselves, that consciousness carries on, life after life. He said that, like, when we go for a vacation, his example was, I think, where when you go for a vacation, if you go for, 3 or 4 days vacation, and you're really happy there, and in some way, if you think of it, and this is the part I kind of added in my own head, that this life is also a vacation. So it's up to us to make this vacation a good vacation, because if we are afraid or anxious or resentful, then we are not really enjoying the vacation here, right? Now, life is a lot longer than 3-4 days. Life is years, many years, depending on our how long we live. It could be 60, 70, 80, 90. For some people, it's even 100 years. So yes, each and every day will not be perfect, but we can strive to do things so that it is peaceful on a lot of our days when we are experiencing this vacation of life. So yeah, I thought it was a pretty interesting concept, so I just wanted to capture it for myself in this kind of video journaling that I've been doing. So because I think they say that when you listen to something versus when you kind of, you tell yourself or you write it down, the impact is more. So I started doing that. The things that I'm learning, I'm kind of journaling it here. I think then it sits with me more, and it helps me to remember it more, so that I can live with these experiences, and I continue living those. I continue on those, so that I kind of make those choices, I guess, like, the good choices as life goes on. So yeah, anyway, it was interesting to listen to those talks and how people think about it. And so yeah, it's Sunday afternoon. It's getting closer to 5 o'clock. Yeah, I'll take a few deep breaths and finish the video.